on that event. And we have our
Yep.
3, 2, 1 pills.
All right, and both players out of the gate about the same time and with good pills to start off with. I love what Packy's setting up here. You can
Mhm.
tell he's been playing versus just like
Whoa.
the rest of us because major combo. I mean, that's the sort of play he makes anyway, but that's a massive combo and a nice combo from Riggs as well.
Mhm. Yeah, but Packie just ripped a ton of viruses there off the board. I think it's going to probably slow down a little bit. Wasn't sure if he was going to try to take that blue horizontally with the D sandwich. It would have probably caused a little bit of trouble, a little bit of garbage. But yeah, he's got a 10 virus lead on Riggs already, who's going to drop a nice combo there, columns 2 and 3.
Yeah, Riggs unfortunately getting a lot of red, and he doesn't have easy access to red. He's pretty much, now that he's gotten a couple of things lined up, is going to have the ability to use some red right now. But for a while there, he really didn't have a lot of use for it. I do like what he's setting up here. This double yellow could be used. He's going to wait, but he is going to be set up to set, yeah, this yellow red on top there. That's going to work. But Packy already out at a 108.
Yeah. Packie just really had a good, clean end game there. Riggs's moves are really good. They're forward thinking. Everything's really clean. This is a very clean end board. But yeah, just all that red. And again, more coming. We know that the double red blitz followed by a red yellow, and he's out at a 129. Packie about 5 viruses ahead there. And I would love to see a red yellow there for Packie to make a beautiful T in the middle of the board.
And not as much as Packy would love to see it. And,
Exactly.
he had everything set up on the other side as well. There's that red yellow he was looking for far too late. He had himself set up for a blue yellow or a blue red and just decided, you know what, I'm done, and went off without it. And can't say I blame him there. But that has given Riggs a little bit of time. He's still about 5 viruses behind. But Packy again with the setup advantage, and that's usually what the first few seconds that you get with a lead into a level. That's what you're getting is the advantage of having more setups already ready to go. But a really nice play there from Riggs.
Yeah, all of Rigs's plays really set up very well. You notice there's no garbage on that board whatsoever, and that's because of a lot of great advanced planning. Now you have a beautiful combo there from Packy, a nice L. So the thing is, Riggs needs to get blue and red, and if he doesn't, no amount of good planning is going to get him out of this level quickly. But let's hope that blue shows up. Meanwhile, Packy out at a 245, excellent pace.
Yeah, Packy definitely getting this tournament off to a good start. He did end last year in, I believe it was the second round. I believe you were the one who took him down.
Hmm.
And he's got his eyes on taking first place this year. He knows that Adelito is really been the player to beat all year. As Riggs out at a 310, but Packy wants to be the one to
Ooh,
force him. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a
yeah.
tough play for Riggs there. But double blue gets him out of trouble. So really, at least he's in a safer spot.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
gotta say, I don't know if I can root against, or don't know if I can root for Packy. Last night in our weekly checkup, he did declare a vendetta against House Octagon. So,
I wonder why.
hmm.
Um,
So currently, Packy is gonna need a ton of blue red to clear out this board. Nice horizontal there. And is going to get this fat log, drops the red down a little bit farther than he might have liked. He's going to have to use an extra pill half that he wouldn't otherwise need. But Riggs is only 7 viruses back now, and both of them really have the same situation. They need blue red, they need it now.
Yeah, Riggs has managed to keep himself about the same distance away from Packy the entire time. You remember when he started in level 7, we were talking about how he was about 5 viruses behind. He's still in that same range. In fact, it's down to 4, but the last few in a board always going to be the
Whoa.
roughest ones. And finally getting that blue that he needed for the cross clear, and Packy out now at just about 4.5 minutes.
Mhm. And you see the center of Riggs's board, it really slowed him down, but prioritizing very well. He knew that the blue was probably going to be the pain point, and so now he's cleared that out. Just needs one more red, and he's got it out at a 453.
Yeah, still a really good time. And, now they're in this final level of the block. Packy just blocked off here. He's gotten more yellow than he needs. Oh, but is going to use
Mhm.
every bit of it. That's a really smart play. And I've been playing too much SNES because I would have immediately started thinking about what do I do if I can get a double red?
Yeah,
Gonna have to get
exactly.
that out of my system before I play Frank tomorrow.
Yeah, stop open for that good RNG. So it's 19 to 27 advantage Packy right now. Riggs is gonna have to be as productive with those reds as possible. And of course, actually, the game saying a little bit of a mea culpa, giving him those double reds there. That is very generous.
Yeah, Riggs is in a as good a spot as you can be, with Packy, yeah, sitting opposite you. It's he's always a tough competitor to beat, and look at this double yellow. That's
Mm,
just that's a great play. I love seeing a good tuck, and Pack did not disappoint there. Gotta imagine he's thinking horizontal for these two yellows at the bottom, and
mhm.
he's definitely signaling that as he's got this blue, decides not to go for the drop horizontal, but down to his last pill, or his last virus, and one more red is gonna do it. He's gonna get it out at a 624.
Yeah, but look at that. Riggs with just half a dozen viruses left. And notice it's really a tale of RNG because look at how clean this board is from Riggs. That's really great planning. Awesome play from him. 636. That is a close game.
Yeah, I mean, a dozen seconds, I wanna say that's about the difference in their level 6s, and Riggs has managed between 7 and 9 to keep it even.
Hmm.
So, yeah, there's not an easy match. We've been saying this for months now. There is not an easy match, no matter who you're playing, and I look over Riggs's right shoulder, there is his combo towel. That's amazing. We saw those back at our Torg Expo back in, Columbus.
Yeah, and of course, those were brought to us by Doc, who is the runner of our Virus Busters League. They were adorable. People got to wave those rally towels for their favorite players. It was great. It was a great show of community spirit.
Absolutely. So, in our best of 3, Packy up 1-0. So Riggs gonna be playing for his life here. Packy gonna be playing to clear things out and move on to the second round.
All right, and we have 3, 2, 1. Hills going through levels 6 to 9 once again. Here we go.
Wow, double reds.
Very
Like both.
cool.
Are we sure we're not watching verses? I had to stop for a second and make sure that it wasn't the same board for both players. We have seen that happen.
Mhm.
It's really difficult considering that which board you get is dependent on. I think it's which frame you start on, so it's
Mhm.
very unlikely, but, yeah, it has happened for us before.
Yeah, and both of these players, Riggs actually with a tiny bit of a lead at the moment. That board shape, very fortunate that he got at the beginning of the game. And now you see both of them have kind of two color issues right now. Packy needs a lot of red, yellow, and Riggs needs a bunch of blue and, of course, some yellow to clear down. But he's got a plan for those reds already in column 5. They will clear as soon as this horizontal goes. Yeah, plenty of good stuff there. Meanwhile, Packy, a bunch of splits there. It's going to be hard to make too many combos from here on out, but really fast play from both players.
Yeah, I like where Riggs is at, on his board, and, of course, Packy's gonna get a little drop time there with that extra piece of yellow garbage, but, it's just a smart play. 125 there for Riggs as Pack gets a double yellow blitz.
Oof.
That's gonna end in a double blue that he really only I mean, he's got a use for it, but, ugh, not what he's
Hmm.
wanting.
Yeah, and he takes the vertical into the horizontal. It takes a bunch of drop time, but there he goes. He's able to drop all last 3 of his viruses out at a 144. That is not a time that Packy is going to want to see. Not that he can't handle it, but it's much slower off the line than he would like.
Yeah, it was just, some really rough RNG,
Hmm.
and Oh, we see it. And honestly, folks, you should probably be happy you saw that because if Riggs takes the second game, well, Aki might go into beast mode, and we all love seeing that happen. So hold on to your
And
hats.
and speaking of Riggs, he's holding about a 6 virus lead over Packie right now. Lots of good plans here. Nice sweet tea. Now, of course, looks like there could be some possible plans here for the yellows horizontally at the bottom of the board. Of course, he's going to have to clear out those blues first, which is not fantastic because he's already got a bunch of blues he's waiting for, but he's abandoned that plan. Still going to go for the horizontal, but it's just going to take him a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Packie gaining.
Yeah, Packie's found his rhythm. This level is being a little nicer to him than the last one. Gonna get a nice drop
Mm,
side log as Riggs out just under 3 minutes. Packie's not gonna be too far behind him. All he needs is two more yellows, and the doc's gonna give him red blues.
mhm.
Jerk.
Fantastic. Speaking of red blues, Riggs getting a couple of them, but getting diversity as well, and a really nice combo with a double yellow there. Dropping for a horizontal, he's getting the pills that he needs, except for the fact that now he is out of yellow. So let's keep those red blues coming.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna. I mean, I think red blue would be what you'd hope for, but yeah, going ahead and dropping that combo in this RNG seems like the smart thing to do. Does get a red blue and has a use for it. Meanwhile, Packie is making good strides over on his board, is only about half a dozen viruses behind, but Riggs is keeping his lead as he showed us in that last game. He is able to pretty well keep up with Packie in these later levels, but Pack still plenty of time to come back, and we have certainly seen crazier things happen in this tournament.
Oh, for sure. Now, Riggs just needs a bunch of reds, and the path is straightforward. Very nice lightning rod there. Of course, a double straight up and down vertical in column one. Looks like the path is going to be horizontal with the red, but Packie is gaining here. A little bit, straightforward play from Packie. He kind of has only one way to go. Riggs out at a 435. So two viruses ahead of Packie, a very slim margin. So Riggs better run.
And without any access to yellow at the top of his board, was really having a bit of a time. Now he's setting up for something that a red yellow followed by any red would be very helpful for. Let's see if he sets it. Yes, that's exactly where he's going with that. And yeah, finds the right pieces. He's hoping for a double red. I feel like in about two, maybe three reds, if it's not a
Mhm.
double red, he's just going to go for it. And that's probably about the right time to do so.
Yeah, and that's given Packie chance to get the lead here. Riggs is going to set up for a drop cross, but you see column 8, he's got a little bit of an issue here. He does fire off that combo, but that blue yellow is going to be a challenge for him. He's going to have to work around that a little more creatively. And now Packie is on a tear.
Yeah, Packie already taking the lead here in level 9. He doesn't want to take it to 3. He just wants to be done. And yeah, already 3 viruses ahead and still gaining as Riggs is getting reds when he doesn't need them. And
Mm.
Packie getting just making everything work exactly the way he wants it to. Great lightning bolt
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, but it's almost tied up again. And just the right pills for Riggs could take this out. It's going to be challenging. Um, But, yeah, that right-hand side pretty locked up at this moment. Yeah, Packie just needs 1 red and 1 yellow. He is gonna get it, and he's out
And
at a 623, but Riggs's deficit even smaller than last time, so this was a really awesome set from Riggs. GG's to both players.
absolutely.